This is another day where setting up my lighting is tiring. So my lighting is not up. I just have my lamp, my overhead light. I'm good to go. But I will be bringing back my my ring light as soon as I can. Today I'm going to be presenting my very late, very procrastinated film review of Mortal Kombat. That was released April 23rd, 24th. Hey Siri, release date of Mortal Kombat 2021. It was released April 23rd on HBO Max and also certain theaters. And I am not comfortable going to theaters. Maybe not for the rest of my life. So I decided to watch it on HBO Max. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was really nervous for this film because I didn't know how it was going to go. And also the small cast of characters. So the characters in the film are Sonya Blade, Kano, Lord Raiden, Jax, Liu Kang, Shang Tsung, SubZero, Scorpion, Kung Lao, Mileena, Kabal, Goro, Raiko, and Atara. And also the film also centers around our main character Cole, who was not in the games, he's in the film. I was nervous of the execution. Like, I was really... The first trailer I really did like. The rest of the trailers I was kind of okay with, but as the release kept going on, or as the date got closer and closer, I got less excited and more anxious, I guess, because Mortal Kombat is a really hard franchise to turn into a film, because there's a lot of, you know, gore factors, cheesy factors, but also has a lot of complex storytelling, especially with the recent games. So I watched it the day that it was released. I watched it I watched it before I watched Shadow and Bone on Netflix, which I will be recording today as well. So overall, I gave this film a 5 out of 10. And I hate saying that because the film is not terrible, okay? It's not a terrible film in the slightest. There were some parts that I did like, but other parts I was just like, I don't need this in the film. Let me just go through the cast real quick and tell you which ones I really liked. So let's start with our leading character, Cole. I cared not one bit about this guy. I mean, nothing against, what's his name, Louis Tan. I think he's a talented actor. I just did not care about Cole. I didn't really understand his need for the film because... Yeah, he is a descendant of Scorpion, and it was supposed to be a plot twist, but we all saw that coming. We all saw it with him looking into the mirror, and there's Scorpion. It was just really... It was just not in my opinion, it was not a well-written plot twist. I don't even know it was trying to be a plot twist, but it just didn't work for me. His fight with Goro at the end was actually really fun. I didn't feel any chemistry between him and his wife and his daughter. I felt nothing between them. I didn't feel any chemistry between him and Sonya, or Jax, or Kano, or whatever. I just was not impressed with this guy's... It's not his acting, it's just the use of the character. And I'm looking at the cast on the Wikipedia site. That's why I'm not going from Scorpion to SubZero to Cole, whatever. Sonya, I was uninterested with Sonya. Let me just say this. Everybody's fighting in this film was excellent. I'm going to say that. The fighting from all the cast members were awesome. Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade, I was uninterested with her. I did not like her at all. I mean, I wasn't like the biggest fan of Sonya to begin with, but I wasn't like I'm not a big Sonya Blade fan, or I'm not a big fan of like the white characters in the games. There are some parts of, like, for example, Cassie Cage that I did like, but I don't know, they're trying to force Cassie Cage down our throats. Just wasn't working for me. But anyways, Sonya, we have Josh Lawson, who plays Kano. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I hate Kano, but he did a great job as this role. Because, like, I hate Kano to begin with. I don't think he's a really interesting character. But he was actually good in this film. And the fact that he was killed in this film... You killed, in my opinion, one of the most interesting characters in this film. Now, if there's a sequel, will he come back? Possibly. Because nobody really dies in Mortal Kombat. Next is Lord Raiden. My brother's cat wanted to join me today. Hi, Yona. Can you say hi? I love her. Don't you dare. So, Lord Raiden, I wasn't, like... I did like Lord Raiden. I did. I just feel like they underused him. Lord Raiden is such a cool character, and it just felt like they underused it. I'm sorry, the cat is walking around my tripod. I got a little nervous. Lord Raiden is such an interesting character, and I feel like they underused him. I would love to see him back in the sequel if we do get one, because I feel like there's a lot of potential with him. Next is Mehcad Brooks as Jax. He did an amazing job, okay? Probably one of the best actors in this cast. I think he did awesome. I loved his emotion when he found out that his arms were gone and he had to use those prototype arms. I think that was great. And I really liked that I loved the designs of his robotic arms. And Mehcad really loves the character of Jax. It really shows, and I really did love him in this role. I'm a huge fan of Mehcad Brooks. I think he's a talented actor. Next is Ludi Lin as Liu Kang. I had really high hopes for him, and he actually did great. He played the Black Power Ranger in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reboot, which I actually loved. But the fact that it got canceled, whatever. He actually did good as Liu Kang. I really liked his powers. I liked how his power looked, and I love his fighting. I really liked his chemistry with, what's his name? Max, who played Kung Lao. I think their chemistry was awesome. His fight with Kabal was wicked, I'm not gonna lie. Then we have Shang Tsung, who also felt kind of underused as well. The actor actually did a good job as Shang Tsung, and he was actually a really convincing villain. It felt like him and Raiden were underappreciated. It felt like, in my opinion. Alright, then we have Joe Taslim as SubZero / Bihan, and then Hiroki Sanada as Hanzo Hasashi and Scorpion. Now, these two were awesome. These two were the saving graces of this film. I did not imagine the actor that played Scorpion to be Scorpion. However, I think he did great. His emotion when he lost his family was actually really convincing. He did, in the fight at the beginning with the Lin Kuei, awesome, just so well done. Then we have Bihan, SubZero, Joe Taslim. He was awesome too. I didn't really have doubt for these two guys for these roles. I think they were going to do great, and they really did do great. Now I'm curious who's going to play Kuai Liang in the sequel if we do get one. Kung Lao. I was so mad because he is a great choice for Kung Lao, and the fact that he gets killed in this film made me so angry. He did great as this character, and it was just I will say that when he literally did his spiral hat spin thingy and killed, what's her name, Natara, and he said flawless victory. I'm like, okay, you know what, that may be a cheesy line, but it worked. I think he was great as Kung Lao, and I'm so pissed that he died. And then he died. Liu Kang got one of his sashes made into his bandana, which actually was kind of cool, but he died. They morphed 5 seconds and moved on. I was so pissed. Because he was, I don't know, I didn't like that Kung Lao died. Stringer as Mileena. If I pronounce your first name wrong, I'm so sorry. Mileena, I don't know why, I liked her design and I liked her fight, but I did not like her as Mileena overall. Didn't want to look up why did they make Mileena black, because I didn't want to go into that spiral and get pissed at racist comments or whatever. Now I'm curious if they're going to make Katana black. This actress who played her is stunning. She's absolutely gorgeous. Just when Mileena was so interesting and her whole mouth opens and it's her teeth, that's when you kill her off. Let me get to Cole's family. Emily and Allison. I hate saying the word boring, but these people were so boring to me. I felt so uninterested. But I wonder, since which one's the daughter? Emily is the daughter. I wonder if she's going to be a Mortal Kombat fighter in the future. We had two people playing Kabal. We had Daniel Nelson, who was the action and stunt part for Kabal. Then we had Damon Harriman as the voice of Kabal. Another character who I felt kind of underused as well. I mean, I never really liked Kabal, but he looked kind of cool in this film, so I was kind of mad that this character wasn't really well used. Then we had Goro. Goro actually looked great in this film, and then he gets killed. I mean, okay, that's the point of Mortal Kombat. I'm saying that these characters get killed and I get mad. That's the point of Mortal Kombat, I guess. But they'll come back. They'll find a way to bring him back. Goro's fight with Cole at the farmhouse was actually really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Then we have Raiko, who I don't remember at all in the games, and I don't remember at all in this film. That's how much I cared about him. And Natara is probably the queen of underused, underappreciated, and a waste of screen time. First of all, the actress that they cast for her, gorgeous. And then just her screen time for like 5 minutes and then gets killed by Kung Lao. What's the point of having Natara in the film? Favorite characters: Scorpion, SubZero, Jax, Liu Kang, Kung Lao. Those are my favorite characters in this film. So now let's get into some other things that I want to talk about. I did not like... I think this would have worked better as a TV series, either on HBO Max or Netflix. I just think that it's such an expansive world. There's so many characters. And the fact that we didn't get... And the fact that they just condensed it so much and just make it sort of... It kind of... Oh, God, I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but I have to say it so it's not lingering in my head. It kind of felt like half a parody and half an adaptation. It just didn't feel like a Mortal Kombat film, and like they're training Cole and Sonya and Kano, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, I guess, to compete in this Mortal Kombat tournament, which never happens in the film. The Arcana, I cannot remember how they pronounced it. It would have been... So that, and also the dragon marking tattoo, that would have been an amazing story concept if it was executed well. And I think the Arcana part was actually kind of cool. Like they'll tap into it so they can have a better chance in fighting in a tournament. I think that, to me, that was a really interesting concept, but I did not like how it was executed. The dragon tattoo, there's a line in the film where Jax says, "I like your tattoo." And I think it was Cole's daughter that says, "That's not a tattoo. He was born with it." And Jack says, "What do you mean? It's a birthmark," or something like that. I'm like, you know what a birthmark is. Kind of like that. I kind of like the idea of the dragon logo for the Mortal Kombat franchise being the tattoo for people who are going to compete in Mortal Kombat. I think, like I said with the Arcana, I think that's a really interesting concept. Execution just did not work for me. The fight sequences, a lot of them are awesome, but a lot of them just felt so strange. And like the fatalities in the film too were actually pretty cool. Like the fatality of Jax smashing Raiko's head, and of course Kung Lao's fatality on Natara was awesome too, and flawless victory. Probably the best thing that Kung Lao said in this film. I did like Scorpion's get over here. I don't know. It just felt so... I felt unfulfilled at the end of the film. If there's a sequel, I'm going to watch the sequel. I will. I'm dedicated to the series. I love this franchise, this game franchise so much. It's just that I don't like the films. I think it's because they're so hard to do, because it could come off as cheesy or just bland and flat. This film is not cheesy or bland or flat. It was just... It's not bad, but to me it wasn't like spectacular, like award-winning spectacular. Now, if they make a sequel, I would love to see them come back, but I need my girl Katana in it, okay? I need Katana, I need Kung Lao back. I mean, Johnny Cage is going to be in it. I'm just going to have to make peace with that. I want to see Baraka, Shao Kahn, Sindel, maybe Jared. I feel like Mortal Kombat would be an amazing television series, because there's just so much complexity with this world that I don't think it will execute well in a film. Granted, Zack Snyder got 4 hours of Justice League for HBO Max, and it was awesome. So I feel like this should have been a 4-hour film. Well, not 4 hours, but a longer film. Because this... How long was this film? Mortal Kombat 2021 runtime. This film was 1 hour and 50 minutes. And it felt rushed. It felt absolutely rushed. I feel like this film could have been a little bit longer. Now I'm curious to see who they're going to cast for the sequel, who they're going to cast for Johnny or Katana, Sindel. Ooh, I want to see Jade. I don't think I'll watch this film again. Maybe I will, because it's one of those films where I'll just have it on as background noise, but it's not something I'll pay attention to. And it's I hate saying all of this because I love the cast. The cast really loves these characters, and it definitely shows in like these interviews and promo pictures. And Mehcad Brooks on his Instagram show some love to Joe Taslim, show some love to Louis Tan, show some love to the director Simon. Forgot his name. I'm sorry. I love this cast because they uplift each other. I can't even speak right now. I would love to see them come back. I would love to see the cast come back. Not because I like them, I don't like some of them, but they love these characters. I don't know, I'm really disappointed. And there are so many people that I know that love this film, and that's awesome. Now people are saying this is like the greatest game to film adaptation of all time. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably the only good game to film adaptation. The Assassin's Creed one, I was so unimpressed with that one. Super Mario Brothers, I will never watch that one, ever. Sonic was actually really good. I actually did like Sonic. Detective Pikachu was actually really good. Rampage was fun. Of course, the Resident Evil films, I actually really like them. Assassin's Creed didn't like. Warcraft, I didn't like. Hitman, Agent 47, I didn't like. Need for Speed, no. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, when I was younger I did like it, but now I'm just like, I can't stand it. Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li, nope. I just think that it's really hard to turn a film into game, or I think it's hard to turn a game into films. Although I think one franchise I think would be really good, really interesting being turned into a film would be Call of Duty. Mainly because there's like a linear plot line with World at War, Modern Warfare, or I don't know what the right term is for that. You have games like Mortal Kombat, Super Smash Bros, even the Injustice games. Those are hard to turn into films, and Street Fighter. Those are hard to turn into films because there's so many characters you have to keep track of, a lot of, you know, stages and a lot of storylines. I think it's hard. I think you have to really do your research, have a well-written script, and figure out what you're going to do. I don't know what they were trying to do with this new film. It just did not work for me. I will watch the sequel, like I said, but I feel like this could have been a great television series. But yeah, those are my thoughts. If you like this film, good for you, and I'm not being sarcastic. I really am happy that you enjoyed this film. Anyways, that's my review of Mortal Kombat. If you enjoyed this, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. For more content, the subscribe button is right over there, and right next to it is the notification bell, so go ahead and click that. Ooh, click that. There we go. Click that. Okay. And I'll see everyone soon in my next video. Deuces.